And welcome back. This is lesson 1.3, subtracting whole numbers. This lesson is recorded as part of the Math 020 course taught at St. Louis Community College. The lesson is recorded by Dr. Victoria Shearing. So when we're subtracting whole numbers, we do not have a lot of properties here. In fact, we do not have any properties of subtraction to review. We're going to jump straight into the language of subtraction. And just like the last time with addition, what we did, I want to point your attention to what we call the result of subtraction. The name for it, the term for it is the difference. So you can express subtraction using a word such as minus. 5 minus 2, pretty straightforward. And then you would write the expression 5 minus 2 just as it comes in the word description. When you use the word difference, you would put the two numbers, and whichever number comes first, that's the number that you put first in the problem. For example, when you say the difference of 9 and 4, you will have 9 minus 4. And then you would have the decrease by, less than, and subtracted from. Those are a couple of other ways you can express subtraction. And what I want you to look at the last two, because those are the tricky ones. So you do less than and subtracted from. So take a look at when you are actually writing 5 less than 8. That means 8 minus 5. Look at the word description and the mathematical problems. The numbers are reversed between the two. 1 subtracted from 6. It means 6 minus 1. So make sure that you pay attention to these two. Those are the tricky cases, and don't get confused by those. Otherwise, you will have a wrong answer. And in general, on this unit, Unit 1, if you, for some reason, getting a negative number as your result of a subtraction, that means you did something wrong. We do not do negative numbers in this unit. Okay, so let's go ahead and practice on our subtraction. This is not a very long lesson, so let's go ahead and do it. So you have 665 minus 51. Just like we did with the addition, we're just going to do the opposite. We're going to take the digit away from the beginning number. So 5 minus 1, so take one digit from 5, you get a 4. 6 minus 5, you get a 1, and we're not taking anything from the final 6 because there is no number underneath there. So the answer is 614. The next example, part B, subtract 14 from 96. Remember, this is the subtract one number from the other. That's why you have the table. So that means the numbers are going to come in reverse order, which is 96 minus 14. That's what the math problem will look like. So we're going to do 96 minus 14. And then just go from there. 6 minus 4 is a 2. 9 minus 1 is an 8. So the answer is 82. So far, so good. And then we come to the next problem. So we have 8,718, and we need to subtract 372 from it. So I'm going to rewrite the problem. All right, so and do again, start on the right. 8 minus 2 is a 6, but I can't take 7 from 1 without running into a negative number. Again, we do not have any negative numbers. So if you don't have enough digits, in a previous lesson, we did the carryover when we had too many digits in the like 2-digit number in the 1-digit place, but now we don't have enough. So we are going to borrow it from the 7. So the 7 becomes a 6, and instead of the 1, you have 11. So you have 11 minus 7, it will give you a 4. And then now when you come to the next digit, it is a 6 now. 6 minus 3 is a 3. And 8 is untouched, so you get 8,346. All right, so next part is you have 6,023 minus 2,635. So let's rewrite it. Okay, so starting from the right, I cannot, so 3 minus 5, I can't do that. So I'm going to go ahead and borrow a digit from the 2, leaving it a 1 in the place of 2, and making my 3 a 13. So now I'm looking at 13 minus 5. That would get me 13 minus 5. That's an 8. So then I step over and do, I can't take 3 out of 2. Okay, so let me go ahead and get rid of some of the writings that we already have. So I cannot take 3 from 1. So I'm going to have to go and borrow something. But when I look at the right digit to the left of it, it's a 0. So I can't borrow anything from the 0. So I can borrow something from the 6. So 6 becomes a 5. Right? And then in the place of 0, I'm going to put the 9 because even though it is a 10, but I'm immediately borrowing the digit, and now my 1 becomes an 11. So just kind of cascading borrow it until I have enough for me to subtract. 11 minus 3 is 8, and then 9 minus 6 is a 3, and 5 minus 2 is a 3. So we didn't have to borrow anymore. We had enough digits for all the other subtractions. Okay. So if you need to review how I did it, just rewind or pause the video, rewind the video, and redo, watch it again. So next one is 8,009 minus 6,679. I know there's going to be some borrowing there. Pretty tricky because of the zeros. All right, so 9 minus 9 is a 0. We got a break there. But 0 minus 7, I have to borrow a digit. I can't borrow it from the second 0. The first digit that I can borrow from is the 8, which becomes a 7. 0 becomes a 9, and the last 0 becomes a 10. So those are my numbers now, 7, 9, and 10 on top. So 10 minus 7 is a 3, 9 minus 6 is a 3, and 7 minus 6 is a 1. So I got 1,330. How do you check yourself that you actually did it correctly? You just add them together. So if you add 1,330 to 6,679, you will get 8,009 if you did your problem correctly. Find 78 decreased by 29. So that's a pretty straightforward. So it looks like this, 78 decreased by 29. So we just need to do it. All right, can't take 9 from 8, so I'm going to borrow from the 7. So now it's 18 minus 9, which is a 9. And then 6 minus 2 is a 4. So you got 49. Okay, so we have 2 more small problems, word problems. We always finish up our lesson with a word problem. So in example 2, we're asked to set up a calculation and solve for each of the following problems. During your lifetime of a 30-year mortgage, you pay $225,000 in interest. If the selling price of the house is $55,000, what is the total cost of the home? The total cost of the home would get you the clue. It is an addition. So you need to add 225 and 30, 225,000 plus 55,000 to get, so the answer is 280,000. Okay. The next one is an interesting problem. Sierra needs 350 points to get a B in her math class. They scored 75, 50, 70, and 80 on the first 4 tests. How many more points does Sarah need to get a B in the course? So B, okay, so she needs 350 total. She scored so far these 4. So let's go ahead and add them together. So when we find out how many points in total she already has, the difference between what she needs to get and what she already has will give us the final remaining score on the test. So we are going to add 75 plus 70, 50, and 80. So you have 5 and all the zeros. You got a 5. 7 plus 7 is 14. 14 plus 5 is a 19, and 19 plus 8 is 27. So she has 275 points. So the last part is subtract 275 from 350 to see the remaining points that she needs to score. So 350 minus 275, okay, borrow 1. So that would get you a 5. Borrow another 1. So now it's 14 minus 7 is a 7, and 2 minus 2 is a 2. So Sierra needs 75 points. All right, that is all for today. Thank you for watching.